ain't no gigantic boars, but they're not tiny. Definitely, I would say the ones that have been rooting in his orchard over here. So anyway, these guys down and then reset the system. Hey, bud. And so anyway, 2 hogs in a trap. Again, we're not focused on being really quiet. You know, and just take care of business and get on with it. I got these trap we put up in this pecan orchard we've been talking about, and we've got 2 adults that come into the chief trap, and we've got 3 young ones. So 2 groups, 2 different groups, basically how it works. They don't seem to want to be together. That's all we've identified for a couple weeks now. 2 adults, 3, 2 adults, 3, never changes. So tactics is, what do you do? Well, typically what we would do is take out the 2 adults, rapid response, get there quick. Don't be real stealthy about it. We're trying to spook anything, the 3 young ones, you know, they're like that big. Scare them away, so that the fear is the truck, the gator, the foal, or whatever it is, not the trap. You don't want them walking up to the trap, seeing these 2 adults taken out. I'm not concerned about the blood, I'm not concerned about the poop, I'm concerned about human scent once we remove the 2, but the big thing is we don't want them approaching the trap and seeing what went down. Typically the younger ones are not around until like early in the morning. So we could reverse this process, right? We could take out the 3 and then focus on the 2 adults. You could split it. So typically what you would do is take out the group that's closest to daylight. But my concern is these 2 older hogs are slick, smart, they've been around the block, the human scent's gonna hurt us. I can probably navigate the younger ones a lot easier than I can the older ones. So typically the older ones come in around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm jumping in the shower at 10:30 and they show up. Don't know why, I don't care. Boom, flip the switch. So truck's loaded, got the recon trailer, fixing to pick up a couple rifles. We're gonna put it in the wind. We're gonna head up there. I mean, rapid response, quick. You see them all pumped up. But I mean, it is what it is. The name of the game for us as a business, and I think universally for hog trapping, do not educate hogs. That's the name of the game, and no one seems to get it. Do not educate hogs. So that's what we're focusing on here, is we don't want to educate these 3 hogs. So get up there quick, take these 2 out, make noise. We're not going to be super quiet. I mean, we're going to go in super quiet, but make noise. Then reset the system, pour a bag of corn on the ground, we're gone. The 3 should be okay with that versus the 2. It's all about tactics for us. And I know that everybody out there that's got a full-time regular job, they're not a hog trapper, they can't go to these lengths. That's why people hire us to do what we do. But that's our focal point. If I was just looking for numbers, flip the switch, who cares? The goal is we've identified 2 adults, 3 young ones, separate groups. Our basically customer knows that. We've sent pictures. So we're going to get the show on the road. I had 69 volts last night on my body battery, if I can say that. And like my bride said when I walked out the door, she goes, well, clearly you've got to get rid of some extra voltage because you're just like overrun. So we're going to head that way. Get a little footage for you. Anyway, man, it's a beautiful night in South Georgia. We're fixing to put 2 hogs on the ground. All right, we got a little bit, drive down this gravel road. Man, you should see the moon. Good Lord. We'll have to get some footage of it after a while. I mean, she looks good. I've discussed it in other videos, my love of the full moon. Anyway, for you that don't know the project that we're on right here, right now, we trap on both sides of a pecan orchard for a farmer. Farmer was contacted by Mr. Pecan Orchard Man, and he was going to bring in a trap that came out on the market several years ago. I think it's kind of the rage. The trap doesn't use a camera, so yes, it will trap hogs. Wyatt's batting cage at the house will trap hogs, but what we're concerned about here is the education of hogs. trap does not use a camera to activate the system. So it's old technology. 20 years ago is what we were using 20 years ago in the swamp. Not to be ugly, it is what it is. So Mr. Pecan had the conversation with my farmer, and my farmer's like, hey, we don't want that trap brought in there because you're potentially going to educate hogs, and then we got to deal with that crap on both sides of the orchard, which is where my farmer's at. So basically we brought in the Chief trap, also known as the Closure. It's designed by Southern Hog Control, running Jaeger Pro components. So we brought that trap in, and which is we're outside of our normal fee, what we charge the farmer, because we run traps on both sides of this gravel road. Well, now we're running one kind of in the middle. So Mr. Pecan and the farmer are going to split the price that we came up with for this project. So basically we identified in the last couple weeks 2 adults, 3 young ones, is the 2 different groups. So when you have 2 different groups using a trap, typically what you'll do is you'll take that group closest to daylight, take them out. The other ones are gone off somewhere else, doing whatever, sleeping, rooting somewhere else. And then, you reset the system, and then that second group will come in at, say they come in at 11 o'clock at night versus the other group comes in at 4 in the morning. That's kind of how we've always done it. But we have 2 adults that are coming in around 2 or 3, and then we've got 3, I'd say 20 pounders, nothing else with them, but they're always just the 3 of them. And my concern would be these adults have been around the block. It took them a little while to get used to the trap, even though it's the largest drop trap on the market. It took them a little bit. So there's some education with that. One of them adults has been educated. You can just tell by the way they act. So if we drop on those 2, I feel our chances are better to get in and out, and them younger ones are younger, less educated. They're not, they'll come in sometimes during the daytime, like 10 o'clock in the morning or something. So the thought process is, on our end, is take out the 2 adults, because they're going to be the harder ones to trap. But when we go in here, typically we try to sneak in, sneak out. We're going to sneak in, and we're going to run a thermal like we always do. But we probably won't be really super duper quiet. The reason for that is we want these hogs, these 3 young ones, to be more concerned about our noise, not hogs in the trap. We wanted a rapid response time, so we wanted to get up here as quickly as we could. So we're going to be under 45 minutes from gate drop to get here. That way these little booger eaters don't come in there, and be like, well, hey buddy, what happened to you? And now they're going to be educated about the steel. So it's kind of how we're, how it works. And it's all about tactics and all about not educating hogs. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. So we are here, and I just got to slip on some boots and get my gear, rifles, and then ease down into this pecan orchard. I got a quarter-mile walk to get there, and then do what kind of footage we can do. But so the plan is basically to take out the 2, get in, get out, make a little bit of noise. Hopefully those other 3 are somewhere else, not letting them get near the trap. We've been keeping an eye on the trap with the cameras, and then reset the system. So bear with us as we kind of get everything going, and then we're going to do our thing. I had to show you that moon real quick. Isn't that crazy? Well, she looks good. We'll get some more footage of her. Alright, my apologies. It's kind of dark out here. I'm downwind from the trap, so we're in a good spot. Didn't see anything coming in. So you can see what I'm seeing. Yeah, I'll pick that up. Maybe you can. Yeah, probably so. So, anyway, 2 hogs in a trap. There's the moon over there. But yeah, so let me, I'm going to go ahead and ground this thermal. They don't know I'm here. Kind of hard walking through pines when they've been thinned or clear cutted. There's so much junk to trip over. Thank God we had a good full moon. So I'm going to ground this thermal, go to the 22. I've just been downwind of them, scanning back and forth around the trap, not seeing anything. And once I get closer, of course, they're going to know the party's over. But anyway, stand by. All right, here we go. I know it's dark. Work with me. There we go. Don't worry, we'll get some lights on here pretty soon. Easy, guys. Now to our right is a little road I could have came in on, but I came in below the trap working the wind. I didn't want him to get a whiff of me. I'll go ahead and give you a little light. I don't want to get too fired up. It's dusty. Definitely could smell one of them's a boar. Both boars. Hey, fellas. Y'all been rooting up the pecan orchard. So what happens is they ram their nose into the panels, causes them to bleed. And if you think that's bad, you should see it what it looks like in the daytime. That's why you do this stuff at night, so they're so much calmer. Popping his teeth a little bit. I guess I need to get better with my light system there so y'all can see. Let's go move this camera in here. Buddy. There you go. Anyway, not too big of hogs, but they're definitely making a mess. Yeah. Back to this camera. Go to the lane. There we go. Might be better. Alright, well anyway, that's pretty much it. Like I said, we're not going to be super quiet. Go ahead and put these guys down and then reset the system. Hey, bud. And then, the goal is to get these other three. These other three, like I said, there might be 20, 30 pounders. They're young. They were in here at 8 o'clock this morning. But, yeah. So, let me put this camera down and get to work. And then we'll give you some more footage and keep you posted. So, stand by. Alright. So, 2 shots. And that's what you want. Just put them down quick and easy. That's why you come out here at night. Again, we're not focused on being really quiet. And just take care of business and get on with it. So, as dry as it is, as hot as it is, it would be very inhumane to leave these hogs in here for very long this evening. They need water. And some people may not see it that way, but that's the way we see it. So anyway, let me get that light off. Maybe you can see that moon. He's busting through, boy. Anyway, so here's the what we call the chief trap. Largest drop trap in the world, 23 feet. But the boys and I call it the chief trap. One day we'll explain why we call it the chief trap. But anyway, so, well, I got to hump it back to the four-wheeler. We'll make a lot of noise going back. There was a young deer feeding in the orchard over here to my right, the right of the camera. So we came through the orchard and scanned everything. There was just a young deer feeding. But anyway, let's see, what time is it? It's almost midnight. So I imagine my body battery is starting to get into some negative numbers, maybe, who knows. But all right, we're gonna head back and get the four-wheeler, give you a little bit more footage, and rock on. Okay, we just got the chief trap lifted up, got these boards pulled out, reset the system, got one of our safety pins in, the one where we're going in and out of the trap. Two on the other side or don't have them in, so if it drops, it's gonna not crush us. That'll be the good part. Anyway, I'm going to give you a little view here of these boars. We've been making plenty of noise. Moon's coming up. You can see her over there. Beautiful night. I mean, it's probably 85 degrees, pretty high humidity. You can tell I'm sweating like white in church, but still a pretty night. Mosquitoes aren't too bad. But let me get this light and kind of give you an idea. Work with me on this camera now. But yeah, no gigantic boars, but they're not tiny. Definitely, I would say the ones that have been rooting in his orchard over here. So anyway, just reset the system, and we're going to take care of them and then head back to the truck. So it's about 12:30. Quiet night, boy. It's still. I mean, besides the crickets and everything. But beautiful night. I thought I heard an owl. But yeah, so we're going to put out a little bit more corn. We're hand baiting this because this is only about 20 miles from the house, and we're not expecting a lot of hogs. If we thought there was a lot of hogs in here, we would modify it to hang a feeder in it. But this has worked out just fine. So hopefully these three young ones that have been coming in will come on in. And it's a lot harder to slip one past older hogs like this versus them young ones. So anyway, we're going to wrap it up. Let these pine trees get back to what they're supposed to be doing, and these hogs, leave them alone. So we'll get back to you in a little bit. All right, we're back here at the truck. Got the four-wheeler loaded up, all cleaned up, fixing to load up. We're actually up on a hill in a different pecan orchard, but we've been making a lot of noise. Been playing the radio and just as much noise as I can make just to convince them younger hogs they need to stay away for a little bit. But rebaited the trap. Beautiful night. I mean, absolutely beautiful night. Moon's popping up real good. But let's see, I don't know, it's probably about 1:30. We're fixing to head towards the house and put everything up, and if we get lucky, we'll be in bed by 3. So let's get back to the house and we'll give you an update. Okay, it's about 2:20 in the morning now, so I'm tired. We're back. Four-wheelers put up, Tacomas put up, trailers put up. Rifles are stacked up and ready to go to Florida because we're headed down there tomorrow, shortly after lunch. Hogs are coming into that bait site, which used to be a trap site. So anyway, we'll get it worked out when we get down there. It's out of corn at the bait site, so they're scrambling now. But I think we made the right decision tonight. Anytime that you've got, two groups of hogs, it's always smarter, in our opinion, to try to go after that older group, because they're going to be the smarter ones, the ones that are going to be hard to trap if you somehow spook that situation. So, kind of getting the idea of what we're looking at is, typically try to take that last group that gives the trap the whole day to kind of air out a little bit. Years ago, a couple hours east of here, we had two groups using a trap, and I mean, I was literally set up in the field on my shooting sticks. The one group would be in the field, the other group would be in the trap, and then as soon as they finished, they would, you know, the field hogs would go into the trap. It was just like a routine they had. So I had my Bluetooth in, I'm set up on my sticks, I'm watching the group in the field. The trap is, you know, at the edge of the field, kind of the edge of the woods. And the barber who, you know, works for us, I had her in my Bluetooth, and I said, flip the switch. And she flipped the switch, and as soon as that gate went down, I engaged 2 hogs that were in that group out in the field, shot them. They scattered and ran, right? Which is kind of, you know, people say, well, he goes, no, it's not going against what we're preaching. What we're preaching is we wanted them to be more scared of the human shooting them than the trap. Took about 3 days. Group went back to the trap that was in the field, trapped in, boom, done deal. So it does work, but you gotta orchestrate it. So, but anyway, no big ass salad to eat. It's shower, hydrate, and get to bed. Hopefully y'all enjoyed tonight. Beautiful full moon. Maybe learned a little bit. It's kind of a quick one, but anyway, we're gonna wrap it up. I'm beat. I have no idea what the, you know, if we ever figure out how to hook up this voltmeter to me, but I'm pretty sure that watch right now is telling me I'm pretty stupid, since we started our day off in Montgomery, Alabama, 3.5 hours west of here. But anyway, y'all have a good morning, because it's morning now.